Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chimay Tawde, and today I will be presenting my topic on cloud infrastructure entitlement management and a case study on AWS. Basically, as a part of my academics, I am doing my master's in cybersecurity from Khalsa College. So, as a part of my academics, I have published my paper in International Journal of Novelty and Research Development in volume 8 and issue 11. You can get my paper on their website. So based on my paper, I have presented my this PPT on it. So today I will be presenting my PPT on cloud infrastructure entitlement management and a case study on AWS. So this is the brief outline that what we will be discussing today. So basically we will first discuss what is the basic of cloud. Then some of the features of Amazon Web Services, what have been they provided to store the data. Then the data security, what has been then provided. Some of the available attacks on the cloud, then how to prevent that attacks, and whatever organizations has been taken steps and possible measures to defend the cloud attacks. So we will discuss this one by one. So going to the next slide. Basically, the cloud is the logical boundary. In order to access to the cloud services, we require a proper authentication and authorization in order to use the applications which has been hosted on the cloud services. So cloud refers to the servers that are accessed over the internet and the software and database that runs on those servers. Rather than having in-house servers, so in previous years, most of the small organizations has physical servers, means on standalone servers. So the drawbacks of such physical servers was suppose any problem or any error occurs in the server, so the person or the technical person has to be physically presented in the organization in order to handle those issues. But as the cloud has been introduced, so the technical person is not been available in the office. He can solve all the issues regarding on the cloud. So basically the technical person will not have to visit the office and to handle all the issues. He can access the cloud from anywhere he will be by using the network connections. So we move to the next slide. Here are some of the features which have been given by the Amazon Web Services in order to store the data. Wherever there is a data, we will require some type of space in order to store it. So the Amazon Web Storage gives 4 facilities. First one is volume, snapshot, EBS, and AMI. So we will discuss this one by one. So first are the volumes. Basically, volumes are the empty space where we can store the data or the data which has been stored in the volume, and we can fetch whatever data we want from the storage. Also, the volume can be of 2 types, virtual and physical. Physical volumes, we can take example of our day-to-day life such as pen drives, hard disk, CD, DVD, etc. And the virtual volumes is the example of cloud, AWS, and best example will be our Gmail accounts, Google Drive, OneDrive, etc. that we use in our day-to-day life. Now we move to a snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but a backup or a copy of an instance volume data. We have seen this type of snapshot in our day-to-day life where we use to run our virtual machines on the virtual platforms such as Oracle VirtualBox or VMware workstations. So such platforms provide us a feature called snapshot, where we can take the snapshot of the current working data for 2 days. And when we are working tomorrow, we can revert it back, snapshot, and we can work on it wherever we have left yesterday. So basically a snapshot can be used to restore the data from where it has been kept off, similar to restoring from a backup. A snapshot is not a bootable form, means it will not restart your entire system, but it will revert it back wherever you have been stopped yesterday. And we can continue it to the onwards. This is a new features, Elastic Boost tool, which have been introduced by AWS. So AWS is a virtual platform to store data that behaves identically to a volume, but the data can be spread over many physical hard disks. Means the data space or the hard disk can be partitioned and it can be given to more and more customers. We will take one example. Suppose there is one customer who wants 500 GB of data, but the cloud provider is having 1 TB of data available to give to that customer. Instead of giving full 1 TB to the customer, what the cloud provider will do, he will partition that data into 500 GB each and he will give one part of it to the customer. By doing this, the motive will be this make the cloud provider to sell the remaining free space to more customers. In addition to that, EBS can consist of multiple volumes which is similar to the partition on depth. One of the best example is that whenever we buy a new laptop, we get only one hard disk that is local disk C. Basically, we make partitions of it in order to store our regular data, our important data. We do that because in the hard disk C, all the operating system configuration files has been stored. So suppose we delete some important files from that, then the system can be corrupted or it will not work properly. That's why we make the partitions and keep our personal data in the other drives rather than in the C drive. So this is one of the best example of EBS. AMI is the Amazon Machine Language. It is the advanced virtual image of virtual machines which have been used to create one more instance of that AMI. In a simple term, we can be say that it is making the clone of the system, entire system, and we can set up that clone on the other side whichever we have to use. We will take one example. Suppose one customer has to set up one business in Mumbai and Pune. So he has start from 0 to end setup in Mumbai's location. So for Pune's location, what he will do, he will just take the clone of the entire setup what he has been made in Mumbai's location and he will set up the clone in the Pune's location and continue his business. One of the best advantages is that suppose any of the error occur or any server goes down due to some problem or any attacks has been done, the customer or the owner just has to go simply to the main machine. He has to take the another clone of that machine and he will discard the corrupted machine in the Pune's location and he will set up the new clone. Yeah. So this is one of the best examples of the AMI, Amazon Machine Language. Now we have discussed about the basic cloud and the AWS. We will now come to the data security in the cloud. Obviously, the organizations who are taking the cloud services, they have been putting sensitive information on the cloud or the important functions, companies, normal functions and regular functions on the cloud. So as more and more data is being stored and processed in cloud environment, the data security has become the top priority. Most of the cloud service providers such as AWS, Microsoft and Oracle has taken serious measures to safeguard the data from the unauthorized users, hackers, such as data breach, data loss and etc. The basic security, I will say that encryption plays a crucial role in securing the data as well as at least. So encryption is the basic method in order to secure the data. We move to the next slide. But not only encryption is one method in order to secure the data, the another method is robust authentication mechanisms. So the robust authentications includes multi-factor authentication such as passwords, biometrics or security tokens. In the hacking world, suppose the hacker got your laptop physical address, that is the MAC address, then the game has been over. The entire system will be in the control of the hacker. So that's why additionally robust authentication must also be there, which includes passwords, biometrics or security tokens. We move to the next slide. The cloud customers, as I said, the cloud organizations who are using the cloud services stores most sensitive information in the cloud instance. So from a security point of view, the service providers of the cloud should be ensure that the data which has been stored by them must be confidential and it cannot be leaked to the hackers point of view. A client of any cloud services should know the list associated with data security, data loss and data theft. Any of the clients who is using the cloud services should be ensured and should be known about the problems such as data security, data loss and data theft. When storing the information, encryption is also a powerful scheme. We move to the next slide. As I said, if the hacker got your laptop physical MAC address, then he will not break into the system, but he will manipulate with your systems, with your networks and etc. And he can get inserted by viruses, trojans, he can insert in your systems. Another method I will say that if your full disk has been encrypted, then the hacker will take little much time or it will not be able to break in your system. Full disk encryption means previously we say that we are encrypting only the main folders that we have been protected from the hackers. Such as company's information, data information, etc. We have been encrypted. But full encryption means your entire system has been encrypted with the your operating system files, your operating system configuration files and all. Means your local disk C, all the files of your operating systems will be encrypted. The full disk encryption is possible in cloud computing world, but at the same time, many of the clients do not encrypt their data. So most of the cloud service providers or the clients that has been using the cloud do not encrypt the full disk because it is most expensive and due to the financial reasons. We will see the table below. There are two types of storage available by the Amazon. First one is a standard storage and glacier storage. Both the storage are durable and performance is good, but at the point of costing, the standard storage costs more than the glacier storage. Wherever the client is been using to web their website or to host their website, the client has to be using the standard storage because glacier storage don't available that feature to host the website. So as per the costing, first TB per month is 0.105 per GB. So for standard storage, per GB cost is 0.105 and the cloud service providers are providing 1 TB per month. So if we calculate, then we will get a roughly amount of $101 or $10 for first month. Suppose the cloud customer buy the 1 TB space for January month, then he will costing $101 for standard storage. As per the glacier storage, it is 0.011 per GB. So this will cost around 10 to 15. So as we see that the costing has been reduced in the glacier storage, both has been very much effective and durable, but for web hosting purpose, the client has to be using the standard storage. So for the next 49 TB per month, suppose the January month has been over and the cloud client has the requirement of 49 TB for the next month. Then for the February month, it will cost 0.090 per GB or 49 TB. So if we calculate this, it will go up to 4,000 rupees. So in this way, the cost increases month by month in the standard storage. As well as in the glacier storage, the cost remains the same for all the months, whatever storage you buy. And it provides very much effective as both. But as I say, for web hosting, we have to load the standard storage. So we will see the last point. Additionally, large amount of data stores require quick access. For example, a video streaming service need to read the data quickly. So there are many of the persons who are live streaming their videos on the YouTube, on the social media accounts, etc. So for live streaming, we have to fetch the data very much quickly. There should be no delay of the data. So if we encrypt our full disk using the operating system, then it will take some time in order to fetch the data. So that's why most of the client does not encrypt the entire system. We will move to the next slide. This encryption will slow the process down and increase the business cost. As I say that the full encryption will increase the expense of your system and the business cost. All due to this, the cloud customers do not encrypt their volumes. And obviously, when the cloud customer do not encrypt the volume, there is a risk of security. Means there is a chance of attack on your system and on your cloud accounts. So we'll move to the next slide. So we have seen all about the data security, that how we have to secure the data and what are the possible attacks. So now we will see the attacks on the cloud, general list in the cloud. What will be the leaks in the cloud? So there are 4 types of leaks: DOS attacks, data breach, data loss, and data integrity. We will see it one by one. So we are mostly very much familiar to the DOS attacks. So we will cover the 3 main points: issue of the server, affect your system, and slow it down. Basically, DOS attacks is the continuous bombarding of the packages or any of the messages on your system until that your server can't able to handle those requests. It will take the server to its endpoint, and when the server fails to process all the continuous requests you have been sending on it, it will obviously affect your system. Suppose the server will crash or server will slow it down and the process will be very much slower than usual. So the second point, the add-on risk of losing the cloud is attack on other users of the cloud will affect your portion. As I say in the EBS, the hard disk partition has been done. So suppose that two customers are using the same partition, means same 1 TB and 500 GB of each. Means the customer 1 is using first 500 GB and the customer 2 is using the next 500 GB of the 1 TB space. Suppose the attacker attacks on the customer 1's 500 GB data, then the customer's 2 data will be also being affected because they are using the same disk, just they are making the two partition and using it independently. So we move to the next slide. The next list is the data breach. We will cover three main points: disaster to cloud, steals the data, and data is exploit. Data breach is the threat that the hacker will steals your data or theft your data or manipulate with your data. So data breach have data potential of making huge disaster to the cloud. A single flaw, suppose there is a single loophole in your system, then there is a cost of data breach to be extended to the entire system. Some people think that this is a consideration. Some people ignore this process data breach, but the hacker can hack your system and can theft your data with the help of this. So later on, many precautions have been taken by the cloud service provider in order to handle these issues. We move to the next slide. Data loss is three main points are issue of power, it is unavoidable and cost harm. Data loss is the issue that is not unique in the cloud. As we all know that power issues is everywhere on the earth and it can't be avoided. So suppose when a customer is doing some work on the cloud and currently the power goes off, then the data which is in the RAM memory will get lost. It can never be recovered. So this is some of the drawbacks of data loss. So the article have caused harm to the cloud service for losing data, where in reality, the server probability have better protection that you can afford. So one advantage of physical server is been given here. Suppose we are using the cloud and power is lost, then the customer has to do the work again. That has been get lost. But in the case of physical servers, we can put some efforts such as inverters and on in order to keep the power on of the server, physical servers. So this is one of the main advantage of physical servers. We'll move to the next slide. So data integrity is given access to the server, affect your system and trust issues. Here I have been letting that suppose a customer has been going to set up their cloud services and set up the cloud computing. So he should be ensure that if you buy, set up and implement your own server in your home, you will be probably have to trust someone. If you don't have time in order to manage your servers and all, and if you are handing it all over to the other person, then there is some trust issues that that person will be properly been handling those issues. He will not do any mess with that cloud, or the person which we are given to is the trust person. He will handle our account well, etc. Otherwise, the person which have been giving our account, he will steal the data or manipulate our system. So we'll move to the next slide. So application programming interface APS. Basically, APS is the roadmap that shows how the application has been working on. So here there are some of the students of the University of Texas at Austin and Stanford University has examined several and loose web services. So they have been found out that some of the payment services were found to have vulnerabilities in the secure socket layer SSL protocol. So the payment gateway that will go obviously on the online platform to pay our bills, pay money or online shopping, we do online payment. So obviously if there is a vulnerability in the payment gateway, then the hacker can transfer the amount that you are transferring to the original account. He can transfer all your money to the hacker's account, or he will manipulate your money. So this is some of the issues which were identified by the University of Texas at Austin and Stanford University. Moving to the next slide. Account hijacking. So this entitles the unauthorized and loose of the account and services of the client who utilize the cloud. The cloud customers who are using the cloud, the hacker can steal their login information, login credentials, and they can have the all over access to their account. The hijacking process can be happen in any number of ways. Can be happen in any number of ways. So the hijacking process, the attacker can attempt in various types of ways. Since the cloud is simply a network, it is a combination of network and it is been running on a network services. So there are many different types of attacks on the network can be done, and the hacker can take your account information. We move to the next slide. Once when the attacker hijacks your account, he or she can easily be able to keep an eye on all the activities of the unauthorized users, tamper with the network data, or utilize the service or account to enter some malware. So when the hacker once attacked your system and got your login credentials, he will be able to keep an eye on your performance, on your all the activities that you are doing on the cloud platform. Tamper with the network data. Whatever data package that you have been sending on the network, the hacker can tamper with them or utilize the services. The services which have been using on the cloud, he can use them in order to enter some malware on your account. So we move to the next slide. Some of the examples of cloud security incidents. So this is the example of AWS itself, cross scripting attack on the AWS console. What this attack does is filters the Amazon Relational Database Service IDS. What basically it does when the customers open the Amazon homepage and he is going to log in his information with the help of username and password on any other Gmail account. So once he has entered all the credentials, username and password, and when he will click the login button, the information will go to the relational database also, but as well as the hacker's database because the hacker has been filtered the Amazon Relational Database Service. So the hacker will easily get the information of your account, username and password, and the attacker then use their server to infect the server with the help of Trojans. So easily the hacker will be sending some of the malware, Trojans or viruses in your account or the Amazon servers in order to bring it down. Now the most famous Apple, the Apple iPhones or a MacBook. So basically when we go to buy a new iPhone or a MacBook or desktop anything, so our mindset is clear that we always think that Apple is more secure, it provides security, etc. The Apple has the service called iMessage that handles the text message in the cloud. All the messages are encrypted end to end. They are showing that encrypted end to end, your data cannot be going to the other person, ensuring that no middleman can read your conversations. But what actually the Apple company do not tell you that they are legally required to keep a copy of a key. Means the Apple company has the key of the encryption key, where the Apple company can steal your data, steal all the activities that what you have been doing in the Apple. So basically, obviously, when the attacker attacks on the Apple, so he will get your key and he will be able to see all the activities, all the messages that are being used in the Apple. So again, the customers are putting trust in the provider Apple. So we will move to the next slide. Now we have seen the possible types of attacks. Now we will see how to secure these attacks and whatever possible defense has been taken by the organization. So there is one organization that is CSA, Cloud Security Alliance. They have been giving clear warnings to the organization's employees who are using the cloud services in order to do not share their account and credentials among themselves. Means not to share their account information, their usernames and password to anybody else. They should be set up multi-factor authentications wherever it is feasible. As a sharing data security, multi-factor authentications means passwords, biometrics, or any other things, security tokens, etc. But again, however, if we make these changes, it will be difficult for the employees to use the system and it will be more expensive for the organization to handle the cloud. Now in multi-factor authentication, what are the three demands they have been doing to the employees? Knowledge or something one knows. That means it can be general knowledge questions or passwords or PIN codes, etc. Possession or something one has. This means a proper ID card or the proper security token given by the organization to the employees in order to use the cloud services. Third one is the influence of the something one is. Something one is meaning that biometrics, identity scanner, fingerprint scanner, etc., face reading, etc. Due to this type of multi-factor, it creates much more burden on the employees who are using the cloud services than single-factor authentication. Single-factor authentication is easy. You have to just put your username and password, and you will be able to log in into your account. But the cloud alliance is being putting burden on the employees in order to use this multi-factor authentication. So becoming here the employees become little difficult in order to maintain the cloud platform. We will discuss one of the PRISM standards. So basically, this is the National Security Agency of United States of America. So basically, in the year 2013, the NSA has been collecting enormous amount of communication and search data from the internet companies like Microsoft, Google, Yahoo, and much more. So what this agency does, it has been capturing all the communication process, all the activities that what has been we been searching, what I've been looking for, and what we are doing on the internet companies like Microsoft, Google, Yahoo, and much more. So they are gathering all the information of all the citizens and their current activities. These agencies are also collecting data about the activities of American citizens. The American citizens, what they have been performing, what they have been doing. So the National Security Agency is being also capturing and collecting this data from the American citizens without knowing them. This type of surveillance has been taken place from the year 2007. So basically this has been started from 2007, but it has been implemented in the year 2013. Instead of the cloud service provider, the NSA scanned all the ocean of network and hoped to catch something of use. So instead of catching the cloud service provider in order to collect the data, what is the National Security Agency has been doing? As I have been said earlier, that the cloud is just a network. It is just a combination of network. They are scanning all the oceans of network, and they are hoping to catch something that can be helpful for the agency. Briefly discuss what have been covered this. So first we have discussed the introduction to the cloud. It is a logical boundary. It requires a particular access. Then we have covered the data security in the Amazon Web Services, which have been providing 4 features, that is ABS, AMI, volume, and snapshot. The third we cover is data security in the cloud. As we see that multi-factor authentication has been done, and we are seeing the table chart of standard storage and glacier storage. Fourth one is a journal list in the cloud where we see the attacks of DOS, data loss, data theft, and data integrity. Then we see the account hijacking process of how the hacker will get the unauthorized access of your account and he will tamper with your data. The last one we see the possible defense and the PRISM standard. Possible defense means how the CS organization has been putting the employees to proceed with multi-factor authentication in order to secure the accounts, and the PRISM standard, that is the NSA agency, has been collecting the American citizens' activities and all the communication process that they have been doing on the cloud, doing on the internet, such as Microsoft, Google, etc. So I will end up with this. Any questions? Thank you.